So today this video is all about making humorous pictures that I like posting on social media and things, and I do it quite a lot. And I make pictures of all sorts of things, usually sci-fi related, just because that's kind of like the way I am. And so I thought I'd show you how I use various tools to make these things become a reality. One of the first things I did for this particular picture in question, I had this idea about doing a Rick and Morty crossover with Star Trek Lower Decks, just because I thought it would be good. The cartoon style is different between them. So what I first did is I gathered all of my bits and pieces together that I wanted to create the picture out of. The Rick and Morty, as I say, because the cartoon style is different, I wanted to try and create something a little bit more in keeping with the Star Trek style rather than make the Star Trek style the Rick and Morty style. So I went into an image generation thing. This one I used Leonardo AI, which is a totally free version. You get like 150 credits a day, something like that. So I started by saying, please, Mr. Leonardo, could you make me a picture of Rick and Morty on Star Trek? And these are the first ones that it came up with, which, all right. I thought this was the best of them, this one at the end. So I asked it to rerun that, and I came up with these, and they're all fairly similar. And so I brought one of those pictures into this next program I use, which is Canva. And I just opened up like a poster, for instance, click that, get that open, and then bring in the picture that I wanted to use, which is in my uploads. And so I just grabbed that picture. Now, the first thing I wanted to do was separate them from the background, and they've got this excellent tool on Canva where you can edit image, and you get all these choices here of things that you can do. And I went for magic grab. And so it analyzes the picture, sees what you've got there. And so I clicked on the first character, which is meant to be Morty, and then the second character, which is Rick there. And I clicked grab, and then it will do the grabbing for you. And then once it's done, you can see the bar up here moving. So then I've got my characters there. So I want to remove that background. And the next thing I decided I wanted to do was have them standing on opposite sides. So I selected that image and it made a duplicate. So we now have two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tool here to cut that down. So we've just got Rick there. And then I'm going to use this to do the same on the opposite side. So they're standing on the other side of each other. Now, I thought I would make them a little bit more Rick and Morty-esque. So rather than go through it all again, I'll just quickly tell you what I did. I got this picture of Rick and Morty, and I took their heads off, basically. As you can see, if I ungroup this, what we have here is just stuck Rick's head over the top of that. Use my keyboard arrows to position it how I wanted it. Once I'd got them together, click them both and group. So then no matter what happens, I can move that around independently and the head stays on his shoulders, which is good. And of course, I did the same with Morty's head here. Popped it on there, used my arrows to make it so it's like where it should be, kind of, so it fits with the body. And then, of course, I needed other people in the picture. So then I found a picture of Lieutenant Boimler from Star Trek Lower Decks, and I did the same with him. I did the image edit, magic grab, and then it will find the bit that you want. Click on the bit that you want. You'll see it change color. Click grab. And then, as you say, the bar along the top here will be counting down to it being cut. And there we go. So it's now grabbed, and I can get rid of the background and bring that into the picture that I created. And I did the same with his chum. And I found a background, randomly generated background to put them in to make it look like they're on a starship. And then I put it all together into one picture. And then you can save the name and save, download. As in Canva, it gives you a bunch of choices of how you can download it, like PNG, JPEG, PDF, SVG, GIF, MP4. So I just wanted PNG, so I did that. And then I posted it to social media on one of the Star Trek groups that are like Star Trek posting things, with the tagline that Morty and Boimler are like peas in a escape pod. Yeah, I know it's a pretty lame joke, but I enjoyed doing the visuals, and that's how I did it. Any questions?